Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. In this one I am playing again with some of Natalie May Scrapbooking's collage papers. Again, it's the Strength in Numbers pack, and this is one of the designs from that set. So you can see that I'm in the craft journal again, of course. Where else would I be? But this is the larger version. I think I do still like this journal. It's not as much my comfort journal as is the small craft journal, but I think it'll grow on me. Just more real estate, isn't there, to play with in this one? So you would think if I love the small one that much, that this one I would just love it twice as much. So maybe that will be the case. So I've started off adding some turquoise paint onto the background. The reason I've used the turquoise is because there is a little bit of turquoise in the collage paper, and sometimes I like to echo the colours that are in the collage paper in my background so that it makes the paper feel like it belongs on the page. So then once I've done that, I'm then using another one of Natalie May Scrapbooking's collage papers with these brilliant like addition signs, plus signs, and another one also from her with this lovely blue colours on it. I was lucky enough to be sent these from Natalie, and I've had so much fun playing with them. If you are in a country where you're able to get hold of them, I can recommend getting them. They're so much fun. The images are so striking and easy to use, and yeah, just try and get them if you can. So then I'm using this Circles for Painting stencil from Dina Wakley and adding some white circles onto my page. So I love circles as a shape in my journaling. It's I don't know what it is about it, but I'm not alone when I say that circles are one of my favourite shapes to use. And I'm using a blending tool to get the white paint on here because I find that I can get a bit of a difference in the opaqueness of the paint. So you can see in some places the background is poking through, and in some places it's not. So you can you can smoosh it, or you can dab it. That's a very technical term, isn't it? Smoosh it. You can, like, by that I mean move it around on your page, and you will get a thinner layer of paint on your page. If you dab it, or kind of stipple it, I suppose, then you can create a more opaque look. So this is the Done is Better stencil. This is from Dina Wakley, and I'm using my favourite pink from Amsterdam Acrylic. This is Permanent Red Violet Light. So I've picked the pink because there is a flash of pink in the bottom of the collage image that I'm going to use on my page. And so I kind of wanted to echo that a little bit. So then the pink I've got left, I've added a bit of white. I'm just making a paler version of it. I'm going to do some stenciling with that. So I'm just building up the layers on my page here really at the moment. And then adding some splatters. So the bit of paint was left. I've added a bit of water to it, and I'm using my very small fan brush. This is the only one I am safe to do splatters with these days. I have decided it's the best way forward. Any bigger and I just end up redecorating not only myself but my walls as well. So I've also used some of the darker pink too. So I've created quite a busy background there, but I really like how the colours are working together, and I like the fact that you can still see some of the collage paper poking through too. So then I'm using some matte medium just to stick this image down and trying not to overbrush it too much. You have to be a little bit careful with collage papers because some of them can disintegrate. So you notice I've lifted it off the page. I decided I didn't like the blue showing through the face, so I'm going to put some white paint down and use a blending tool to just pull that paint around. You can see my sponge kept coming off. That is because on one or two of my blending tools where I've used a lot of paint, it's gone through and it kind of sticking in the bristly part where the sponge sticks to. So some of them don't stick very well. So I've added the white paint to tone down the blue, which now, as you can see, doesn't show through the face. I didn't want her to look like she was really cold. So I think it works quite well doing that. So I've just pushed that background away underneath, and then my image will stand out. So then I dried it really, really well. And then I'm going in with my Posca pen, and I'm doing what you might have seen me do before if you've watched another of these videos where I'm playing with Natalie May's collage paper. I am just pulling this image out onto my page and kind of finishing off the image so that it is complete and will feel more like it's part of my journal page. So I'm just extending the top of the head. I'm kind of copying the marks that are already there, and I've just pulled the hair down the page, as you can see, as well. So the image is now starting to feel a bit more like it belongs. And then I was thinking, like, maybe we need some flowers or something up at the top. So these are some ones that I've created using a fine applicator bottle with some black acrylic paint in. Yeah, just having a bit of a play here and seeing what feels right. Then I decided I would stick those flowers up at the top. Then couldn't decide where they were going to work best. So not being afraid to just move things around, so just adding a little bit of glue to get started, and then repositioning and just playing with where things feel right. So now you notice that I'm going to start pulling that pink colour a bit further down the page, just so that that image doesn't abruptly finish at the bottom of the collage paper. And here I'm just going to blend that colour out so that it kind of fades out into my journal page. So next I've added a bit of fuchsia into the pink just to create a slightly darker tone. So I'm kind of using the information that's already there in the collage paper to just kind of guide me with the colours that I use. So then just to blend that out, I've just added some more splatters on that right hand side. And now I feel like that image kind of belongs on my page. So I'm going in with a Signo Uniball in white, and I'm adding the whites of the eyes in. And it starts to bring this face to life a little bit more. It's such a striking image. I really did like it. Then I'm going in with a Posca pen and doing some of my signature dots on my page, just building up the saturation of those dots. So in some places I do more close together, and in some places I spread them out, and using different size pens as well, just to create a different feel and a different look too. So just kind of experimenting with that, and I feel that that down there is helping to blend that image into my page as well. And then I'm just doing the same at the top of the page as well. And then finally, I'm going to go in with some writing, and I'm just using my handwriting for this. And this is a note to self. I can't be the only person whose brain runs away with worries and thoughts sometimes. And so this was kind of like me giving myself a talking to, one thought at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. It's so easy to get caught up in thinking too far ahead and getting freaked out by everything. So you notice I've also added some white shadow lines onto those letters. It just pops them out a little bit more. And so that is the page finished. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create with one of Natalie May Scrapbooking's collage papers, and I hope to see you again soon.